Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Now, that's what I call entertainment. Today's daily recap is for Monday, July 28th, 2025. And boy, what an episode of General Hospital we all saw today. I loved it. Okay, I do have a brief clip that I'm going to go ahead and show for you. And hopefully, YouTube will let me show it. Okay, so let's go ahead and share this and show the video. Turn off my camera and share sound, share screen. Here we go.
Willow, your turn. Drew. Did you sleep with my mother?
Whoa!
You just asked
You
me.
heard me. Did you sleep with my mother? Did you? It's a pretty simple question, Drew. Not much room for interpretation.
Wait, where is this coming from?
Stop! You literally just vowed to love me forever.
I meant it.
Love includes honesty. So let's be honest. While you and I were falling in love, did you sleep with Nina?
Before you and I said that we loved
Yes
each other.
or no?
What? Why?
Let's go, honey. Let's go.
Scout wanted to stay.
Yes. Nina and I had an encounter, and it didn't
An
mean
encounter.
Did you know about this?
So it happened just once.
No, it happened more than once. But I never developed feelings for her.
I don't know if that makes it better or
I
worse.
only had feelings for you.
So after we kissed, after we spent all that time together that summer, you were still sleeping with Nina.
You gotta understand.
I don't.
I was fighting feelings that I had for you because you asked me to.
Oh. So now it's my fault.
No, I'm not saying. You got to remember, you were married to Michael. You said that we couldn't be involved, and I was trying to honor that.
So you did it for me.
This is all coming up wrong. I didn't want to compromise your marriage.
But that's the thing, Drew. You did worse than compromise my marriage. You destroyed it.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. She put his feet to the fire, right? Oh, so you did it for me. Okay. No, I was trying to honor your marriage. Come on now. Every time she asked him to stay away from her, he was there. But I'm trying to honor your marriage. Oh. And she said, everything you told me to do further alienated or hurt my chances of winning custody of my children. Everything. And then I didn't get to show this part because I can't show too much. She says, oh my God, Michael was right. And Drew was looking at her like, what could Michael be right about? Remember, Michael's the bad guy. You said you hurt my son. You did tell Wiley that now that Michael had Daisy, he didn't want him and Amelia. No, that was a strategy, Willow. Strategy to help you win custody. She says, but it ensured I lost custody. That made Michael dig in even more. And your lies hurt my son. Finally, finally, Willow had something deep down and looked at that man and said, "You hurt my child. The, the person that means the most, you hurt him. Yeah, yeah, that's your man, girl. That's your man." And she said, "I believed you. I alienated people. I told them they were wrong. You would never lie to me. You would never hurt me. And all along, you sleeping with Nina." And Nina's just sitting there, gump, right? And Aunt Liesel is kind of looking at her leap in because she's like, "You didn't tell me that. You didn't tell Aunt Liesel that." She didn't, But look, that kind of stuff, Aunt Liesel's good for you. All right. Okay. So she goes, "Well, can't we talk privately?" But I tell you what I did like Alexis getting Scout out of there. She actually, as far as I'm concerned, waited a minute too long, but Alexis couldn't believe what she was hearing. Because I know I would have sat there and said, "Wait, what's she saying?" Because Scout's looking like, "Did you sleep with my mother?" Scout's probably thinking, "Did they have a sleepover? And where was I? I wasn't invited." you know? So Alexis is like, "Come on, honey. Come on, let's go." She's like, but but why? That was so good. But grandma did what she needed to do and got that child out of there. Because what I was thinking as Willow was starting to go in on the attack, I'm like, Scout is there. Stop. Some things you don't just say in front of a child. But look, I guess all is fair in love is in war. Because another thing you don't say in front of a child is their father doesn't want them now that his new baby is here. Hmm. Right? You don't say that in front of a child. So anyway, I tell you, that was so good. And Willow, he goes at Willow like he trying to, touch. He goes, "Don't ever touch me again." Let me get to the pictures, y'all. I got all the many faces of Willow Brazillo. Okay. Whoa, all the looks, the crazy looks. And actually, she haven't given a bunch of other people. Nina, she gave those looks too, though. But she really reached in the arsenal and she was throwing. If she were Homelander, she would have lasered Drew with her beaming X-ray vision. I mean, super heat eyes. Because she was just, if she had a knife in that bouquet, oh my goodness, right? Drew had never seen nothing like that. But I loved the scene because he had both her hands in his, talking about their love is going to last forever. And when it was her turn, she let go of his hands and the camera just honed in on that. And Drew's poor hands were clutched as they came down. He's thinking, what's going on? Right? And that's when she went in for the kill. That is exactly when. So I'm telling you, everybody, hopefully the video clip that I showed, I can air. If not, I'll have to come back and just talk about actually, I did just talk about what happened. So I'll just cut it out because I absolutely did just tell you exactly what happened. But there's nothing like seeing it, seeing her face as she's saying all of that. Now, Drew with Willow bolts out. Drew's trying to go after her, and Nina jumps in front and she says, "Oh no, you don't, you will go nowhere. You know how Nina gets that crazy look in her eyes? Because, see, the actress that plays Willow did a heck of a job today. But nobody can look crazier sometimes than Nina. Man, that woman, right? So Drew says, "Get out of my way, Nina." She goes, "Oh no, you have done enough." And he says, "Oh, see, this is you waited for this? This is your ultimate payback? Kind of mother could do this to her daughter? You wait till her wedding day before you tell her and ruin her dream." She goes, "Oh, no, no, you ain't throwing this on me." She says, "I was hoping somehow, some way, you would come to your senses and do the right thing. I was hoping, but you didn't." And he says, "Oh, yeah." And she goes, "And now Willow's never going to forgive you." And he goes, "Oh, come off your high horse." He goes, "What kind of man? The kind of man that goes after his nephew's wife while sleeping with her mother." And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, doggone, Nina, you the mother. And heard he said, "You were in it together with me. Like, and what's your point?" So she goes, "Oh, and I'll be paying for my mistakes. I will." She says, "The difference is, Drew, I didn't know you were going after my daughter." And so he goes, "Oh, yeah, yeah, but the kind of person you are, you hired an escort to drug me, no, and then drugged me so that the world could see that." She says, "Oh, excuse me? I didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't even there, Drew, but a lot of people were." Okay, nobody told you to do body shots off of a woman's belly like that. That was all you. And he says, "But you were the one." She goes, "No, mm-mm." And she looked over at, he goes, "Everybody, this is the kind of person Nina is." And Nina says, "Do you think they're going to believe you, Drew?" And Ava says, "Nope, I don't know anything." And somebody else said, "Mm-mm, I don't know what you're talking about." See, she goes, "Nobody believes that. You're a liar, Drew." And I thought, see, bottom line, did Brad do a written affidavit saying it was Portia and Nina? Because ultimately, everybody, without Jacinda, nobody knows that. That's hearsay. But Drew made Jacinda disappear when she would have been the perfect one to say Nina and Portia did it. See, I have a feeling so Nina says, uh, something about, "You will stay away from my daughter," right? Whatever. She storms out. Kai goes, "Congressman, I could give you a ride wherever you need to go." And he goes, "No, no, thank you, Kai, but no, I got to go find Willow." And I'm thinking, why would Drew need a ride? He drove himself there, Kai. And I'm sorry, did you hear anything that happened? Because Drew is such a good man, according to you. Such a good man. So all of those events, all of those tales of his dastardly deeds that were spouted out, did he just have his hands over his ears? Right? "But I could give you a lift." So then Drew goes over to Martin and says, "Martin, I have a job for you." And Martin's thinking, "Oh, shoot, payday, okay." Right? "I have a feeling Drew is gonna tell Martin where Drusinda is and make her come and testify against Nina and Portia. That's my gut instinct. That's what he's gonna have Martin do. Because otherwise it's their word against his, but the look on his face, like, oh. And the funny thing is, you can tell that Cameron Matheson had a hard time playing the humiliated, right? The egg in your face, the you're getting your just desserts. Standing, Willow, see, so no, Willow. And she had a comeback for, and he goes, no, this is coming out just all wrong. It's coming out wrong. And she says, oh, right? So then he's standing there after Nina turns, disses him and turns. He's just standing there like, oh, okay. Well, what's my next move? Really? Okay. Yep. I got to deal with this. So I tell you, everybody, this was great. So now, Willow takes off in her car. Nina says, Willow's car's not in the lot. And Elizabeth says that she's not answering her phone. So Ava tells her, well, that doesn't mean anything's wrong. She goes, she shouldn't be driving in this condition. She goes, she's okay. She probably just needed to clear her head. So Nina says, well, where could she have gone? And so Ava says she probably just needs a little time alone. She goes, no, she doesn't. She needs her mother. But she's not talking to mommy. She's not. So what do you think she's going to do, mother, if she sees you? She's going to further lay into you. But I would I would go after her, let her lay into me, because at least she's going to know I'm not going away. She's going to know that. Because see, that's what Drew's going to do. Drew's going out scouring the earth for her. Right? So it shows Willow coming to Carly's place. How she know the kids were at Carly's, I don't know. Because Wiley and Amelia are doing sleepover. Michael probably sleeping over too in his room. Michael was at Christina's, and she told him the whole story, what he did. And Michael doesn't, nobody ever holds Christina accountable. Nobody. He told her, I'm going to help you out of this mess, of course. Of course you are, Michael. But you couldn't help Sasha out of the mess with somebody targeting little Daisy. That's what I like. I didn't like that at all. Think, man. But you're going to think about how you're going to help Christina, who causes her own catastrophes. Anyway, Willow burst through Carly's gates, so no guards, banging on her door, just, oh my God, bang, 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 bang. And so Carly comes and opens the door and says, Willow? And I'm telling you, Willow Barzillo had the mascara just all like she's a scary Halloween character, right? And she looked at Carly. I need to see my kids. I need to see my kids. Oh my goodness. And Carly's just looking at her. And I'm like, not looking like that, you don't. You see, Michael, I don't know if he had already gotten there, because earlier he was at Alexis's, remember I said, talking to Christina. And she told him everything. Well, Alexis came home with Scout, and Christina's like, wait, why are you guys back so early from the wedding? And Scout says, Mommy, Daddy and Willow didn't get married. And Michael's like, wait, what? And so she goes, well, what happened? Christina said that. And she goes, weird stuff. And she goes, what kind of stuff? And Alexis goes, you know what? This little one here hasn't eaten all day. And I know she's hungry. Christina, can you take her in the kitchen and make something to eat? So she tells her, oh my goodness, I make the best peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And Scout says, I love peanut butter and jelly. All right. Now look, I hope it wasn't grilled cheese, y'all. Because for some reason, peanut butter and jelly sounds like, in my mind, what she said. But y'all know if she said I make the best grilled cheese and Scout says I love grilled cheese, and come on now, that's a minor thing. I didn't need to remember. So anyway, Michael says, okay, what happened? And Alexis says, Willow found out that Drew was sleeping with Nina while he was pursuing her. And Michael said, wait, what? She says, yeah. And he's like, for how long? She goes, look, she said, I knew I needed to give my and Christina had come back in at that point. She goes, what's that? She goes, no, she's eating her sandwich, watching TV. She can't hear us because Christina turned the volume up, right? So she's like, all I knew is I needed to get my granddaughter out of there. Which I was like, yes, Grandma, you did, right? So when Willow's banging on Carly's door, I don't know if Michael already is there because on the scenes, it showed her telling Michael, I didn't marry Drew, Michael. I didn't marry Drew. So now you have to let me see my children. Looking the way she's looking, and she's all wired and hysterical, right? So I know Michael's going to calm her down because Michael, it's funny, he still has compassion for Willow and love for her, not in love with her anymore, but love for her. It's like he's saying she's suffering from that cult mentality. She never got over that. He feels for her, right? I know he's not going to slam the door in her face like after the nurses' ball. He's going to realize she's in crisis and he's going to calm her down. And what he needs to do is stand her up and take her to the mirror that's in the foyer of Carly's house or in the living room. She has a mirror somewhere and say, Willow, look at yourself. No, listen. I want you to look at yourself. If Wiley or Amelia sees you looking like this and sees you acting like this, you're going to scare them. Do you want that? And she'll be looking, no, but I gotta see. He goes, I understand you gotta see him. I understand, but not like this. Okay? Not like this. I need you to collect yourself. I need you to go home. I need you to seriously, Willow, you might need to think about getting yourself some help, but give me a call tomorrow. Okay? Call me tomorrow. I might, not making any promises, but tomorrow I might let you see the kids for 5 minutes with me there. Okay? With me there. Right? No promises. But you got to prove to me that you've got yourself together, okay? And you got to prove to me that you didn't just go right back to Drew tonight. Right? So anyway, oh man. Well, look, everybody, I want you to know that didn't happen. I made that whole part up. That's what should happen tomorrow, in my opinion. So don't think that happened today. I'm just saying in the scenes, it shows her talking to Michael. So, because you know me, I'll take the story to the next level. And sometimes people think that's what happened. And it's like, no, I usually say I made that up. So I made that up, y'all. But anyway, I was so excited, which is why I had to come on early. I haven't even done my other show, which means I'll have a late night. When I break it up and come out and do this, it just messes up the whole flow. But I had to GH, now this is the end of sweeps week. And boy, are they ending it with a bang. Okay. Whew. Now, before I go to Comment Corner, today, starting today, after today's daily recap, introducing the Comment Corner voice line, everybody. It's ready. There is the number on the screen, 424-282-9796. You're going to hear me come on, telling you the instructions, which are, please state your YouTube name. Now, if your YouTube name is your name, then state your name, right? And where you're calling from, and leave your 30-second to 60-second comment. Any comment longer will be cut off at a minute. Even though it sounds like it's still recording you, no, I'm not even going to look at comments longer than a minute, because when they're emailed to me, I can see how long the comments are. So if I see they're 2 minutes, a minute and a half, a minute, right? Because I got to find five, and I got to listen to all these, okay? So everybody, the rules are no swearing, no profanity, no vulgarness, right? And no calling 10 times. That doesn't work. You can't call 10 times leaving a minute comment. I'll see who is calling for the same number, right? So no, really think about what you want to say before you call, and go ahead and leave your message. I think this is going to be so much fun for me to feature 5 after the recaps, and you get to hear you say your own name and where you're calling from and your own comment. So this is going to bring our daily recaps to life, to life. It really is. Now, do not ignore the comment corner. Do not stop posting your comments, because see, guess what, everybody? I'm only going to play 5 comments. 5 voicemails. Whereas in the comment corner line, we have 200 and something. Like, today's, I think, is almost at 200 comments, that you all get to read each other's comments and go back and forth. So, you know what? Don't neglect the written comments. But if you feel your comment is good enough to be played and featured, go ahead and use the comment corner voice line. And there's the number. Let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I'm going to read 5 minutes of Comment Corner. Then I'm going to get to some editing, because I want to upload this as fast as I possibly can. Today, I am starting from the middle down, or somewhere here in the middle down. Jacarly says, with a sister like Christina, Molly doesn't need enemies. You're so right. Mark says, she's not Willow. She has multiple personalities. I believe it. Jacarly, one of them's probably Nell. Jacarly said, one of them's probably her mama. One of them's probably her crazy grandmother. Anybody could be up in there. Jacarly says, Willow may kill Drew so she can get custody of Scout. Willow don't want Scout. She don't want Scout at all. Mars Folding Laundry says, happy to subscribe to your channel, Miss Daily Recap Lady. It's about time Lucas gets his own place. No, you're right. That's a yes. I thought Drew and Willow might run into Sasha while honeymooning in France. Then I remembered Sophia Matson exited. Looking forward to closure of Monica Quartermain. It was funny to see Patty McCormick stepping in as Monica years ago. Rest in peace, Leslie Carlson, who had one of my favorite lines, God save me from unholy alliances. Goodness, okay. I was thinking, I remember that comment, but that's because I read it earlier. Soren Room said, it's disappointing that Frank Valentine let Drew's character evolve into this. Drew really wasn't needed after Billy Miller got let go. Oh, you know what? That's why. I forgot, everybody. I know I read this out loud. I did that special comment corner on Saturday. Hello. Okay, so on Saturday, I read 15 minutes of these comments. That's why they sound so familiar. Okay, so if you want to hear the comment corner, go back to Saturday's recap for that. But anyway, that is going to be it. Please, please go ahead and leave your voicemail. But if you're not ready, practice. So I understand. Don't just flood the line with craziness, because if it doesn't make sense, delete. That's just life, right? So I will be back tomorrow. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.